you're looking for love and don't know where to go, try SAVORY and the dating show.
If that intro alone doesn't seduce your next Zoom date, like, I don't know what will.
Hey guys, it's Sam here. Just wanted to cut in and give a quick shout out to Francesca for helping me make this jingle. She's amazing, has a great voice, and super talented, so make sure to subscribe to her channel as well as mine. And now we continue.
I work as a cabin crew. I work inside of the aircraft and flying from Barcelona to other countries. And for me, it's an incredible job. I'm learning a lot. I have an incredible and amazing workmates. So I love that job.
I'm a grad student at Cornell, and I also work for a startup here also in Ithaca. And I do YouTube, but I don't know if you count that as what I do for work.
I grew up in Barcelona.
I grew up in Brooklyn, New York.
Well, 1 year and a half, more or less.
I've been single for all 23 years of my life, so never been in a relationship.
Well, depends. Once a week. Yeah.
Before everything happened, I would go maybe once to twice a week. With Zoom, I would also say about once to twice a week, so no more than that.
I know that I'm a very strict guy when I meet a girl, so I don't strict standard. Yeah.
Well, that's a loaded question. I would say partially my fault because I have my own goals and things that I'm working on, personal projects that I'm working on, and I will prioritize that over hanging out with someone else. At the same time though, I also haven't met anyone that I would want to be in a relationship with.
One of our friends introduced us and to meet each other.
We met each other through a mutual friend. One of my friends hit me up and they said, oh, one of their friends saw my videos and they were interested in going on a Zoom date with me, so here we are.
The thing that I need, or the thing that I look for especially, is for the personality, the values, and especially the objectives in her career. For example, to want to study, to go to effort and do the best to a special job.
I generally go for people who are more type A because I'm a very type A person. Also people who have goals, very determined. Those are like key characteristics of people I would go for.
I don't have the especially age range because I think that anyone can surprise you. So I don't have a special range. But if I have to choose, in the case that I have to choose, I prefer from 22, 23 to 13 more or less, to 30, yeah.
People who are definitely older than me, so I'm 23, and I would say I set my age range from 26 to anywhere up to 32, which is, I know, a little bit high, but I usually just go for older guys.
Well, I'm very empathetic, energetic, and talkative guy especially. I like talk to the people. And I like talking.
So I would say my personality doesn't change between the first date and like second, third, fourth date. Maybe on my first date I'm less as like outgoing or bubbly, and I try to like tone it down a little, not to go. So sometimes I could be up here and I try to tone it down to like little halfway there, just because I understand that I can be a lot to take in at once. So I would say I'm still very talkative on my first date, probably talk too much. And my energy level is still pretty high, so I wouldn't say my personality changes very much.
When I have to go to the first date, I try to wear, for example, very formal, like trousers and a t-shirt.
So my first dates, usually, so not on Zoom dates, because Zoom dates don't count. I usually go for a dress, just because dress is my favorite thing to wear. They're simple, throw it on, you're out the door. So I personally dislike wearing pants, so that's just a personal preference. So I don't usually wear leggings or jeans on dates. I usually wear a dress.
Imagine that they imagine me as an empathetic guy, as a happy guy, because I enjoy laughing during all the time.
I think past dates would say that I'm a lot to handle. Like they would probably just say I talk a mile a minute, which is pretty true. I talk pretty quickly, and I've been told to like slow down, and also probably that I'm scatterbrained, because usually on dates I'll jump from topic to topic, but I think that makes for a fun conversation. So I don't think a date would have anything negative to say about me, but maybe there are some negative aspects about me they would say, but personally nothing comes.
I don't, well, it depends. Obviously, when, for example, you meet one girl, there are 50% possibilities that you like this girl, and the other 50% it's possible that you don't like her. So it depends. So I have a good experience and a bad experience, but unfortunately, I have more good experience than bad ones.
I feel like I've been in so many dates that like I have a collection of stories. I wouldn't say they were necessarily hard, they were just not ideal. So for example, one date I went on, this was when I was in Copenhagen, and so I went on this date, and first off he tells me, you sound like a valley girl, like, so he's from, I think he was from Copenhagen. He's like, you make me realize why I don't date Americans. And I'm like, okay, off to a great start. There was a traditional back and forth, like small talk, just getting to know each other. Then he goes on to tell me like all the reasons why I'm single, like all the things he's picked up during the conversation. He's like, he was just like highlighting every single thing I've done wrong to this day, and it was not the best date ever. He was also demonstrating on me how he would seduce someone. That was very interesting. He disapproved of my coffee dates. So I typically go on coffee dates as my first date. So this is what he thinks is an ideal date. It's like, it has to be nighttime, so it's more intimate. And then so then he alluded that all his first dates usually alluded to something physical after, and I'm just like, that's just not something I do. So I ended a date with a list of things that I should work on. So that was fun. And he actually texted me to hang out the next day, and I'm like, were we on the same dates? Because I did not think this date went well at all. All you did was criticize me. So needless to say, that was not a horror story, but that was not a great date either. So that's my fun story.
That I like.
Yeah.
Well, I have a lot. I have a lot. I am seeing the TV Friends, and for example, one of the actors is Jennifer Aniston. So for me, it's the best. Yeah. So for me, it's one of the best attractive girls that I see. Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, I like it.
I am not the type of person who will like see, if they see a celebrity, they'll start screaming and freaking out. But I would say people that I find attractive are like Tyler Cameron from the Bachelor franchise, Noah Centineo from To All the Boys I've Loved. That was like a rom-com I really liked. Say Shawn Mendes, he's cute. I find these people attractive, but I don't crush on them hard per se.
For me, my superpower is my mouth.
Do I have one? I don't know. I don't even know what that would mean. Maybe I'm a very captivating person. Is that a superpower?
You know, I don't like alcohol. I don't like beer. So I don't like wine, for example.
I will drink on occasion, but I personally don't like drinking. I would say for the most part, I don't drink.
Beach.
I like beaches. Like I like walking on a boardwalk, but I hate being in the actual beach. Like I don't like sand, and I don't want to be in the water. So mountains.
I'd like to say more time.
More time.
On call better. Yeah, on call.
Definitely text.
Warm weather. Dogs.
Maybe dogs 51% and cats 49%.
Sweet. I like chocolate.
Sweet for sure.
Was very nice and very beautiful girl, as I told you. My impressive for you wasn't very, very, very good.
Nice, friendly. He looked like his pictures, which is always a good thing. It was good. It was a good impression.
not awkward, not awkward. I feel very well, very comfortable.
It wasn't awkward at all. I think mainly because of me. I've gotten many Zoom dates by now, and if you haven't seen on my channel, I'm pretty good with talking to people in general. I would say that's a, you know, specialty of mine.
First thing was, for example, that you were an outgoing girl.
Probably the accent, and I think that's like very hard not to notice. I personally have a hard time understanding people when people have like thicker accents, so I noticed for sure his accent, and I was like, okay, so I have to take the time to actually listen carefully, be like an active listener during a conversation. So that's one thing I noticed.
I realized that you are an incredible girl, so I would like to continue talking with you, to knowing you more.
We both entered a Zoom. We said our hellos. We just started talking, talked about like somewhat about traveling, talked about family a little bit, talked about our backgrounds. That was, I would say, that was our date.
Not best. I don't have the best favorite part. All the day for me was perfect.
Maybe that there was no awkward pauses. Not that like awkward pauses are a bad thing, because I've been on dates where there have been awkward pauses where just like random silences. But I would say that's probably the best part, and how natural it was to just talk to him.
The hour has passed very, very quickly. So
the date was 2 hours long, I would say. Yeah, it was about 2 hours long, which is pretty long to be on a Zoom date with someone, but 2 hours.
Five.
Okay. Besides the slight hiccups where we had to repeat ourselves, besides that, it was a 5.
Oh, I don't know.
Say we didn't learn enough about each other to really know how much we had in common, so I would just say a 3.
5.
I would say I enjoyed the date, so 5.
5.
5. But of course, like, second dates are usually a two-way street, so if he wants to go on a second date, I'm down for it. So, you know,